Hey guys, and welcome back to today's MLB video play of the day. For more of this pick video content, be sure to click that subscribe button and also check out our NBA video play of the day as well. Also, for more pick content, you can head over to our main website, stumpthespread.com, which I'll throw a link to in the video description. Over there, you can access our daily free play as well as all of our top confidence premium bets across all major American sports. So heading into today's MLB video play of the day, we're going to talk about a matchup over in the NL East as the New York Mets head out on the road to take on the Washington Nationals. Obviously, right now, the New York Mets are having a really hard time, and there's a saying, you can't win the pennant in April, but you can certainly lose it, and the Mets are kind of sprinting down the path of losing it right now, winning just one out of their last 11 games. It's been really ugly for the Mets, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And now heading into a tough series here against the best team in the division. Things aren't going to get any easier for the Mets in this upcoming series here against the Nationals. So things are starting to get a little bit desperate here, even though it's still really, really early in the season. Obviously, the Mets could still mount a comeback, but they've been having to deal with some injuries and just their offense not performing how they've wanted it to, and that's led to a lot of struggles thus far for the Mets, especially with a large chunk of their games so far this season coming on their home field as comparison to the road. And right now the Mets standing just 8-13 overall. They are 4-3 away, but a lot of those road games obviously came back before the more recent homestand that the Mets have been on. So going on the road here against the Washington Nationals, and the Nationals have been getting hot, now standing 16-6 overall. And interestingly enough, for the Nationals, a lot of those games have come on the road thus far this season against a pretty tough travel schedule that the Nationals have had to play through in the second half of the month of April. They have played just 9 of their games thus far at home, standing 6-3 at home in those contests. So the New York Mets today, they're coming off their previous series at home, came against the Atlanta Braves. They fell in both of those outings. Prior to that, they had a home series against the Nationals where they were swept across 3 games. And then before that, another home series where they were only able to pick up 1 out of 3 games against the Phillies. And with their recent success and their 2-game losing streak against the Atlanta Braves over the last 2 days, have put the Mets in last place in the NL East, sitting 7.5 games back of the Washington Nationals. New York, they should get a solid pitching performance today. They're going to be sending out one of their top guys here, 28-year-old right-hander Jacob deGrom. But even with a solid pitching start that deGrom could potentially give the Mets, they still have to score him, give him some runs to potentially get the win on the board today. But so far on the season, deGrom, he's had success through 4 starts personally, sitting with a 2.55 ERA. But in 3 out of his 4 starts thus far, the Mets have just not been able to produce him the kind of run supports he's needed, and they've gone on to lose those 3 games that 3 of those 4 games that he started in, including their last outing where he was on the mound. That came at home against the Washington Nationals. And deGrom, he didn't have one of his best starts of the year by any means. He went just 5 2/3 innings, giving up 8 hits and 3 earned runs, 6 walks to 10 strikeouts. Going against a very patient Washington Nationals offensive lineup, he had a tough time putting up those 6 walks and 8 hits. So obviously 14 base runners across just 5 2/3 innings is never ideal. He was able to minimize the damage, giving up just 3 earned runs. But if he gets into similar trouble today, it will be tough for him to limit the damage here on the road against the Nationals. So it'll be interesting to see what we get out of deGrom. And also, when a starter goes against the same offense in a fairly short period of time, the advantage tends to start to swing over towards the offense, as they've seen the pitcher and they can get a little bit more comfortable and accustomed to what he likes to do on the mound. So that will potentially play in the hands of the Washington Nationals. So right now the Washington Nationals, they have been streaking in the right direction while the Mets have been sliding in the opposite direction. Winning just a plethora of recent games, including 3 straight on the road against the Colorado Rockies. In those 3 wins that the Nationals are coming off of on the road, they scored 15 runs, 11 runs, and 16 runs. So certainly on the offensive side of the ball, the Washington Nationals are playing with tremendous confidence. And also pitching-wise, they're in a pretty good spot as well on the year. So right now, the Washington Nationals are sitting 2nd in baseball in runs scored, 1st in slugging percentage, 2nd in batting average, and 1st in on-base percentage. So this offense is just humming right along. And that to go along with a pitching staff that hasn't necessarily, pitched to quite as high of an elite level as the offense has been producing runs, but they haven't necessarily had to, getting all of the run support as they right now rank 26th in baseball in earned run average, but they are first in quality starts, which is a big nod to the starting pitching staff. It's just that the Nationals right now, in terms of their one weakness comes over in the bullpen, but today the Washington Nationals are going to be sending out one of their top guys, 32-year-old veteran right-hander Max Scherzer, who's gotten himself off to a really solid start this season through his 4 starts, sitting with a 1.95 ERA, 33 strikeouts, and just a .83 whip. In his last outing, coming on the road against the Mets, Scherzer, not necessarily his greatest outing of the year, but solid nonetheless. 8 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk to 9 strikeouts. I'm sure the Washington Nationals would love to have a similar performance out of Scherzer today. They'd take it, especially given how great their offense has been and producing at such a high level. So heading into this one, it should be a pretty solid pitching matchup as 2 of the better starters on both of these teams go head-to-head. The Mets have just been in a complete backslide while the Nationals have been surging. I don't see any reason to think that that might stop today, especially with the Mets having to continue to deal with the injury to Yoenis Cespedes, who's a big contributor in the offensive lineup for the Mets, and without him on the field, they're even weaker on the offensive side of the ball. So we're going to go ahead and side with the Washington Nationals today, straight up as the better value bet. Right now, the Washington Nationals sitting at about -150, a very reasonable number, given how great they've been playing in comparison to the struggling Mets. So that's going to be our MLB video play of the day, guys. Again, taking the Washington Nationals. For more of this pick video content, be sure to click that subscribe button. Check out our NBA video play of the day. And for more pick content in general, you can head on over to our main website, stumpthespread.com, to access our daily free play, as well as all of our top confidence premium bets across all major American sports. And I'll throw a link to stumpthespread.com down in the video description. So thanks, guys, for stopping on in for today's MLB video play of the day. We hope to see you in the future. Bye.